Late one afternoon in Xinyang City, three old university friends were trapped in another ordinary day at the office. But Han Xing wasn't paying attention to work. On his phone, he was completely absorbed in a strange little game called Sky Island Paradise. Players began on tiny floating islands, gathering resources and expanding their territory. But Han Xing soon realized there was something unusual about this game. Every exploration could trigger hidden quests, and every choice seemed to change what happened next. Piece by piece, those side quests revealed fragments of forgotten history, making the tiny game feel disturbingly alive. Then an unexpected maintenance notice appeared. The game's new version would be ready soon. Before he could think about it, his friends finally noticed that Han Xing had come. His friends' Han Xing had completely ignored them. Their conversation quickly turned to leaving work early and playing games together, just like they had during their university days. But their nostalgia was interrupted by the one person nobody wanted to see, their department manager. "You are all wasting valuable time. This department is behind target, wasting time instead of working." Chen Huaibo angrily reminded them that their department was behind target. When the manager threatened their jobs, Shen Yun finally stepped forward. The entire office fell silent. Han Xing stopped his friend from escalating the argument, then calmly challenged the manager's hidden motives. Chen nearly lost control, but Cheng Jianyong stepped between them, making it clear that the confrontation would go no further. Chen nearly lost control. Then, without warning, the lights vanished. Darkness swallowed the entire world. A mysterious system announced that the game's update was complete, and in only 3 minutes, every human on Earth would enter it. There would be no land. Every person would receive a floating territory, and survival would depend on exploring the islands around them. Each territory would become its owner's foundation. Lose it, and everything, including life itself, would be lost. When Han Xing's vision returned, he was no longer in the office. He was floating thousands of meters above an endless sea of clouds. A personal interface appeared before him. He was level 0, without a profession or skills. Then the system demanded that he choose his path. Han Xing recognized the system from the game he'd been playing. He was about to choose Hunter, until something impossible appeared, an SSS-level divine artisan talent. Han Xing finally chose the Hunter path. Almost immediately, the system confirmed his profession and delivered his first equipment. Then a tiny floating territory materialized beneath him. A single cubic meter of Earth, thousands of meters above the endless void. A rough wooden longbow appeared in his hands, accompanied by 10 crude arrows. For the first time, Han Xing possessed a weapon. Looking around, he discovered the true challenge. Countless clouds surrounded him, each potentially hiding an island, resources, or something far more dangerous. He understood the brutal truth. Food and water could only be found by exploring these hidden islands. Staying still meant certain death. The tiny territory moved painfully slowly. Minutes passed, and the enormous distance between the clouds became impossible to ignore. After nearly 20 minutes, Han Xing reached a strange cloud crackling with electricity. The system warned him of concentrated thunder elemental power. Han Xing refused. This world had no resurrection screen. One mistake here meant death. Another 20 minutes passed before a gray cloud appeared. The system sensed evil power within it. Han Xing refused again. After an hour of drifting, hunger and thirst were becoming dangerous. Even worse, moving the territory had drained his spiritual strength. Rest was almost impossible. His territory was so small that even sleeping could become a death sentence. And Han Xing wasn't alone. Across the world, countless people were already losing their footing and falling into the endless sky. Han Xing forced himself onward. Then, behind him, he noticed something different. A small cloud carrying a faint green glow. The system detected a faint cluster of life force inside. For Han Xing, it was the first sign of hope. Han Xing entered immediately. The cloud vanished, revealing fertile soil and a small tree covered in bright red fruit. The cloud vanished. The fruit revived him. More than 20 berries remained, giving him enough food and water to survive for days. Then the system offered something even more valuable: the chance to merge the fertile island into his own territory. After finally resting beside the fruit tree, Han Xing woke with one arm hanging dangerously over the edge. Han Xing understood the lesson. Survival required expansion, and sooner or later, he would have to face the monsters hiding inside the clouds. Han Xing knew he possessed an advantage no ordinary survivor could match. The mysterious SSS-level talent awakened when he entered this world, the divine-level artisan. In this world, blueprints allowed survivors to craft their own equipment. With his talent, Han Xing could potentially create gear far better than the equipment supplied by the system. Choosing Hunter had automatically unlocked two basic blueprints, one for a wooden longbow and another for wooden arrows. The bow required materials he didn't have, but arrows only needed branches. Han Xing immediately looked toward the fruit tree. The bowed Han Xing broke off several branches and gathered enough material to craft 17 arrows. The Han Xing selected Craft All. Almost immediately, the branches began transforming into arrows, one after another. The result surprised him. All 17 arrows had become refined, sharpened arrows, each carrying a special penetrating effect. Even uncommon equipment rarely gained special effects, yet his simple branches had produced weapons with a rare combat advantage. He placed all 17 arrows into his quiver. With 30 arrows fitting inside, Han Xing now had enough ammunition to begin hunting. With his new ammunition ready, Han Xing chose a nearby cloud glowing faintly green and began moving toward it to begin hunting. After more than 10 minutes, Han Xing noticed something strange. The sky was gradually darkening. This world had its own day and night. After more than 10 minutes, Han Xing approached the cloud. The system detected an invisible elemental force inside and offered him the choice to enter. After more than enter blindly, he drew a sharpened arrow, nocked it, and prepared for whatever waited inside. The cloud dissolved, revealing a transparent creature bouncing before him, a level 1 slime, his first true enemy in this world. Han Xing reacted instantly. His first sharpened arrow flew straight into the slime, catching the creature completely by surprise. The second arrow struck just as accurately. Before the slime could retaliate, Han Xing released a third shot. The third arrow triggered its special effect. Instead of stopping at the surface, the sharpened arrow drove deep into the slime's body. The slime burst apart, showering the area with harmless translucent slime. Then the system confirmed it. Han Xing had reached level 1. His victory triggered another announcement. Han Xing was the first player in the region to kill a Sky Island monster, earning a Spirit Core cache, a space backpack, and its blueprint. The space backpack changed everything, but Han Xing knew its greatest value would come later. Entering Regional Channel 107, he abandoned his real name and became known as Star River. Regional Channel 107 exploded with panic. Thousands of survivors desperately asked the same question. How had they suddenly been transported into the sky? Han Xing understood their fear. But panic would not keep anyone alive. In this world, failing to adapt quickly meant running out of food and water. Some survivors were already exploring. One player cautiously approached a cloud, only to discover that something dangerous was hiding inside.
Moments later, screams flooded the channel. The survivor had encountered a mud slime, and the creature was trying to engulf him.
Soon, more survivors reported monster encounters. It became clear that the clouds were not harmless. They could contain deadly creatures. Han Xing quickly identified the most important commodities of the early game: water and food. The trading channel was already overflowing with offers. But luck was not equal. Some survivors entered peaceful clouds and discovered food, supplies, and even valuable equipment. Then Han Xing spotted something he needed: a one-star beast hide. It was one of the missing materials required to craft another space backpack. The seller, Emperor Beifeng, demanded 3 liters of water. Han Xing suspected the price was deliberately inflated and opened a private negotiation. After pushing back against the inflated price, Han Xing made one final offer: 5 juicy fruits. Emperor Beifeng quickly accepted. Emperor Beifeng insisted the hide had nearly cost him his life. Han Xing wasn't convinced. He suspected the seller had simply found it while exploring another island. The trade succeeded. Han Xing now had the beast hide and spirit cores. Only one crafting material remained: ether. Han Xing refused to spend his remaining fruit recklessly. He needed another bargaining chip, and fortunately, he already possessed one. Han Xing posted 5 sharpened arrows for trade. The reaction was immediate. Hunter players recognized their superior quality at once. Hunters across the region wanted them. One player even offered ether in exchange. Han Xing had found the perfect market for his superior craftsmanship. In less than 3 minutes, all 5 arrows were gone. In return, Han Xing received 50 pieces of ether. Exactly what he needed. At last, every ingredient was ready. Han Xing prepared to use his divine-level artisan talent to craft another space backpack. The crafting process completed flawlessly. Han Xing now possessed the materials and ability to create more space backpacks whenever he gathered the necessary resources. Just as Han Xing prepared to continue, 2 unexpected system notifications appeared. 2 people were requesting to become his friends. The names were unmistakable. Cheng Jianyong and Shen Yun had survived too. For the first time since entering this terrifying world, Han Xing realized he was no longer completely alone. After discovering each other in the new world, Han Xing, Cheng Jianyong, and Shen Yun finally reunited through the regional system. For the first time since the catastrophe began, Cheng Jianyong reacted as though they had been separated for him for half a year, even though less than half a day had passed since the 3 friends were together in the old world. Han Xing immediately assessed their situations. Shen Yun had already secured a safer island, while Cheng Jianyong had encountered one dangerous cloud after another. Han Xing warned Cheng Jianyong that his deteriorating condition was especially dangerous. On such a tiny territory, losing consciousness could easily become a fatal fall into the endless void. Cheng Jianyong's fear quickly became genuine. He still had a family waiting for him, and he desperately wanted to survive. Fortunately, Shen Yun had already found something extremely valuable. Cheng Jian decided to share 200 milliliters of the precious spring water with Cheng Jianyong. The trade immediately began restoring Cheng's rapidly declining condition. Cheng Jianyong soon recovered enough to crave food. Han Xing responded by sharing 10 of his precious juicy fruits, dividing them equally between his 2 friends. Cheng Jian also shared water with Han Xing. Although water was one of the world's most valuable resources, Han Xing accepted without hesitation. Their friendship was more important than profit. None of them had ever imagined that humanity would be transported into another world. Yet somehow, even here, the 3 friends had managed to find each other again. Their reunion was comforting, but Han Xing knew they could not remain idle. The 3 friends needed resources, stronger equipment, and larger territories if they wanted to survive.
Before exploring further, Han Xing turned his attention to the space backpack blueprint. Every required material had finally been gathered. Han Xing activated the blueprint. A 10-second crafting process began as the collected materials were converted into a new piece of equipment. The crafting process succeeded perfectly. But Han Xing soon realized that the result was considerably better than the ordinary backpack he had received earlier. The refined backpack contained 30 storage spaces and carried a special vitality effect. Most importantly, it increased Han Xing's constitution by 4 points. After equipping the backpack, Han Xing's constitution increased dramatically. The improvement was equivalent to gaining several levels of physical strength at once. Reaching level 1 had another benefit. Han Xing's territory could now travel at 5 meters per second, allowing him to explore the surrounding sky more efficiently. The gray cloud contained signs of life. Han Xing prepared his bow before entering. Within the cloud, a powerful forest wolf was waiting. The forest wolf was considerably stronger than the slime Han Xing had previously defeated. It lowered its body, gathered momentum, and suddenly launched itself toward him. Han Xing's reaction was faster than the wolf expected. His sharpened arrow tore through the air toward its target. The next moment would determine whether his new strength was enough to defeat this dangerous creature.
The sharpened arrow struck the forest wolf. It hit directly in the eye. The creature howled in agony, but Han Xing's floating territory remained. It was only a few meters away. Han Xing understood the danger immediately. Hunters were extremely vulnerable at close range, so he quickly ordered his territory to retreat and create more distance. The system revealed an important combat rule. A 1-star creature would only pursue an enemy within 10 meters. Beyond that range, it would abandon the battle and return to an unexplored state. Han Xing quickly realized that this limitation could become an advantage. If he maintained the correct distance, the forest wolf could neither reach him nor escape the boundaries of its island. Han Xing resumed his attack. 3 arrows flew toward the wounded wolf in rapid succession. 2 struck their target, while the third disappeared harmlessly into the sky. Han Xing continued moving while attacking, maintaining the safe distance between himself and the monster. This classic hunter tactic allowed him to slowly wear down the self to its claws and fangs. 4 more arrows followed. 2 found their mark, while 2 missed. For Han Xing, maintaining that accuracy while fighting from a safe distance was already an impressive result. His accuracy came partly from the hunter profession's basic bow mastery. Even at level 1, the skill gave Han Xing an instinctive familiarity with the bow and arrow. The forest wolf had already been struck by 5 arrows, yet its powerful life force kept it standing. Sky Island creatures were far tougher than ordinary animals. Han Xing released 2 final arrows. The first struck, and the second ended the battle. The forest wolf finally collapsed onto the floating soil. Han Xing approached the fallen creature. He activated the disassembly function. The system converted the carcass into valuable survival materials. The amount of meat shocked Han Xing. 37 kilograms was enough to solve his immediate food crisis, and the surplus could later become valuable trade material. Han Xing then merged the conquered island with his own territory. His floating domain expanded again, becoming a 5 cubic meter T-shaped platform. The offered item immediately caught Han Xing's attention. It was a green-quality blueprint for refined arrowheads, exactly the kind of equipment upgrade a hunter could desperately use. Just as Han Xing finished organizing his new territory, a private message arrived. Another survivor had noticed his powerful arrows and wanted to know whether he was a hunter. Celestial Phoenix wanted a large amount of water in exchange. Han Xing refused to overpay and instead offered food, eventually negotiating the price down to 5 kilograms of wolf meat. Han Xing immediately learned the blueprint. The new recipe required only refined iron and feathers, opening the path toward much stronger arrows. Han Xing searched the trading channel for refined iron. 7 offers appeared, all demanding scarce survival resources. Using his newly acquired aimed 12 pieces of refined iron, only feathers were missing. Han Xing asked Cheng Jianyong for help, but a hilarious misunderstanding followed. Instead of bird feathers, Cheng sent 23 strands of his own hair. Shen Yun then provided the solution. He had discovered an abandoned bird's nest and collected 9 feathers. With every material finally ready and 6 green-quality arrows emerged.
Han Xing had successfully crafted 6 refined iron arrows. Their fine quality gave them significantly greater attack power, while their armor gave them the potential to penetrate heavily defended enemies. Each refined iron arrow now carried enough power to rival a substantial portion of his bow's own attack strength. With armor piercing added to the equation, Han Xing had gained another powerful advantage. Now Han Xing turned his attention toward the trading channel. His next objective was simple: find a stronger hunter weapon, or a blueprint that could replace his basic wooden longbow. Then he discovered something worth considering: a blueprint for a sandalwood longbow. Though the weapon itself was only white quality, Han Xing knew his SSS-level crafting talent. The seller demanded an unreasonable amount of survival supplies. Han Xing immediately recognized the tactic. In the current world, food and water were far more valuable than an ordinary weapon blueprint. The seller was named Levi. He quickly recognized Han Xing as the mysterious survivor known as Star River, the player responsible for the valuable special effect arrows. Levi changed his approach. Instead of simply selling the blueprint, he invited Han Xing to join the Lei Group, an organization already gathering survivors and forming an elite team. Levi Xing refused without hesitation. He understood that large organizations could offer protection, but they could also become mechanisms for control. Levi continued with pressure and incentives, even offering a cheaper price for the blueprint if Han Xing joined the organization. But Han Xing saw through the offer immediately. Levi Xing refused for the second time. He had no intention of surrendering his independence for the protection organization. But Han Xing saw through the offer immediately. Levi's attitude quickly turned hostile. He warned that refusing the Lei Group could leave Han Xing organization isolated from future trades and resources. To Han's attitude, the threat meant little. He believed survival would ultimately depend on strength, resources, and knowledge, not empty promises of authority. To Han's attitude, Han Xing's two closest friends, he believed Sir friends would also begun receiving invitations from survivor organizations, not empty promises of authority. After discussing the situation, the three friends reached the same conclusion. For now, they would rely on one another rather than surrender their freedom to an unknown organization. After discussing, immediate objective remained unchanged: explore the floating islands, gather resources, expand their territories, and become stronger. Then Cheng Jianyang noticed something unusual in the regional channel. A conflict appeared to be developing around a survivor named Star River. Han Xing quickly realized the truth. Star River was the anonymous identity he had been using, and Levi had publicly turned that identity into a target. Levi publicly declared that members of the Lei Group would refuse to trade with Star River. Several supporters immediately echoed the threat, attempting to isolate him from the regional market. But Han Xing was not worried. If one organization refused to trade with him, the world still contained thousands of other survivors, and countless unexplored islands. The regional conflict had only just begun. While others fought for influence, Han Xing chose another path: grow stronger, gather resources, and survive.
Han Xing could hardly believe how petty Levi had become. After only a brief argument, the man had already taken their dispute to the entire regional channel. But instead of becoming angry, Han Xing saw an opportunity. If Levi wanted to make him famous, then he might as well take advantage of it. Han Xing opened the consignment channel and placed his spare space backpack on the market. His asking price was simple: any blue equipment blueprint. The reaction was immediate. Survivors across Channel 107 were stunned that someone had already obtained a space backpack. Then Han Xing revealed even more: fine-quality iron arrows, enormous quantities of wolf meat, and valuable survival materials flooded onto the market. The regional market immediately descended into a frenzy. Survivors desperate for food and equipment began exchanging their precious materials for Han Xing's goods. Within minutes, nearly everything was sold. Survivors were trading aggressively for food, arrows, and materials. Only the space backpack remained. Far away, Levi watched the market collapse beneath a flood of messages about Star River. His expression grew darker with every passing second. Levi could do nothing to stop the trading frenzy. The items were simply too valuable, and the market had already moved beyond his control. Meanwhile, Han Xing's gamble had paid off spectacularly. His inventory was now filled with the materials he needed to continue strengthening himself. With the new resources, Han Xing calculated that he could now produce 11 fine iron arrows and 3 additional space backpacks. One after another, the crafting processes completed flawlessly. The divine-level artisan talent once again demonstrated why its SSS classification was so extraordinary. The newly crafted backpacks were even more impressive. Their refined quality granted additional attributes, including increased power and agility. Han Xing equipped the agility-enhancing backpack and immediately felt the difference. His movements became lighter, faster, and more responsive. His survival ability had improved significantly, but one problem remained. His main weapon was still a basic, white-quality longbow. At that moment, Han Xing's friend Cheng Jianyong made an astonishing discovery. While exploring a new island, he found a bronze treasure chest. The chest contained several valuable resources, but one reward immediately stood above the rest: a green-quality refined iron longbow blueprint. Neither Cheng Jianyong nor Shen Yun could make use of the weapon, so they gave the precious blueprint to Han Xing. He immediately learned it, adding another powerful option to his crafting arsenal. Han Xing then initiated trades with his friends, but when they saw what he was offering, both men were left completely stunned. Han Xing's advantage was becoming clearer with every passing hour. While other survivors struggled simply to stay alive, he was already building an arsenal. And with
Most of the nearby clouds had already been explored. Only one remained untouched, a slightly larger island concealed within a faint red glow. After a full day of exploration, Han Xing's tiny starting block had become a 16 square meter floating platform, giving him far more room to survive. Several monsters appeared during the journey, but their former threat had almost disappeared. Han Xing's upgraded equipment allowed him to eliminate level 1 creatures with overwhelming efficiency. He continued exploring, collecting useful materials, and expanding his territory with every successful discovery. The first small island contained wind chime grass. Han Xing gathered the useful plants and watched his territory expand once again. Night had nearly arrived. Han Xing knew that exploration became more dangerous in darkness, so he decided to investigate only a few nearby islands before resting. He listed his discarded equipment for trade, and the appearance of another powerful longbow immediately caused excitement among the hunters. With the rare longbow equipped, Han Xing's combat power had increased dramatically. Compared with the survivor who first entered this world, he was almost unrecognizable. The rare bow possessed an attack power of 20 to 25, while strong strike increased charge damage and precision improved both accuracy and critical hit potential. This time, the result exceeded expectations. The weapon had reached rare quality, carrying not one, but two powerful special effects. Unlike ordinary survivors, Han Xing had no reason to fear failure. His divine-level artisan talent made every crafting attempt successful. Yet Han Xing noticed something important. The first weapon was only refined quality. With his unique talent, there was still a chance to create something even better. The first bow already possessed impressive power, with significantly greater attack strength and a strong strike effect that amplified fully charged attacks. When the crafting process ended, a powerful refined iron longbow emerged, its dark metal frame radiating a distinctly superior quality. With every required material finally gathered, Han Xing immediately began crafting the weapon. He quickly gathered the missing materials through the trading network, exchanging only small amounts of wolf meat for the rare components he needed. Once the discussion ended, Han Xing turned his attention to the fourth blueprint in his collection, a green-quality refined iron longbow. Both friends immediately understood how extraordinary these backpacks were. Han Xing quietly warned them to keep their origins secret. Han Xing traded the spare space backpacks to Shen Yun and Cheng Jianyong, giving both friends equipment far beyond what most survivors possessed. After preparing himself, Han Xing finally entered the mysterious red cloud. Waiting inside was a level 2 flame slime, stronger than anything he had faced before. For the first time that night, the creature before Han Xing was a level 2 flame slime, an elemental monster far more dangerous than the ordinary slime he had encountered earlier. Han Xing immediately recognized the danger. Rather than allowing the elemental creature to approach, he controlled his territory and began increasing the distance between them. Once he had created enough distance, Han Xing raised his refined iron longbow. He drew the bowstring completely and released a fine iron arrow with precise control. The arrow struck the flame slime directly in the forehead. The creature's gelatinous body rippled violently from the impact, but instead of retreating, it immediately launched its counterattack. Two blazing fireballs suddenly burst from the flame slime. They crossed the gap at frightening speed, heading directly toward Han Xing. The two fireballs missed their target and slammed into the ground. Flames erupted across the floating island, leaving blackened scorch marks behind. Han Xing's enhanced agility allowed him to react in an instant. He shifted sideways, narrowly escaping both fireballs. The charged arrow exploded forward. It pierced the flame slime's body with tremendous force, triggering both the bow's powerful strike and the arrow's armor-piercing effect. Han Xing immediately drew another arrow. He held the bowstring at full tension for 1 second, activating the strong strike effect of his rare, refined iron longbow. Han Xing did not give the wounded creature an opportunity to recover. One arrow after another flew across the gap, each strike weakening the flame slime further. After the 7th arrow struck, the flame slime suddenly stopped moving. Its body began swelling rapidly, signaling an imminent explosion. Han Xing immediately abandoned the attack and sprinted toward the far edge of his territory. He knew that remaining nearby could turn victory into a fatal mistake. The flame slime reached its limit. With a violent burst, its entire body exploded into countless pieces of burning slime. When the flames disappeared, several glowing firestones and clusters of ether remained where the monster had fallen. The battle had finally ended. After collecting the spoils, Han Xing merged the defeated monster's territory with his own. His floating territory expanded once again, becoming 4 meters wide and as Han Xing inspected his enlarged territory, he noticed several newly merged blocks covered in unusual blue-gray rocks. Dark red markings were visible beneath their surface. The closer Han Xing came, the hotter the rocks became. He quickly realized that the dark red material beneath them was a special type of ore. Mining would damage the territory, but Han Xing decided the potential value was worth the risk. After obtaining several iron pickaxes, he began breaking through the rocky surface. Eventually, the hidden deposits were fully exposed. Han Xing collected 12 dark firestones, each with strange, persistent heat. The discovery provided both. Night had fully settled over the world. Han Xing placed 2 dark firestones on opposite sides of his territory, turning the floating island into a warm refuge above the clouds.